Today is March 26th, 2024. My name is Melissa Ackerman, and I will be interviewing Raizy Fischler for the Dallas Jewish Community Israel Mission Testimony Project that we're doing. Hi, Raizy. How are you today?
Hi, good, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in and sitting down with me. Was this your first time visiting Israel?
No, it's not. I was born in Israel, and I've gone many times.
When did you come to live over here?
I was about 3 years old, I would say, somewhere around there. So I grew up in New York,
Okay.
but I've always had a strong Israel presence. It's always been part of my life.
You have a lot of family still there?
Pretty much all my family, yes.
Wow. And how often do you get back there?
Not often enough, but I think now it's going to be at least once a year.
Okay.
I'm already planning my next trip.
Okay. And what made you decide to participate in this particular mission?
Well, I first saw it, I guess Carly had posted it on Facebook, and I knew right away that I wanted to see Israel. I wanted to see what happened with my own eyes. I wanted to go visit those sites. I wanted to see how Israel felt. I was actually nervous going there. I didn't know if it would be the same Israel that I left last time. I also wanted to do some volunteer work there, and this just gave me the perfect opportunity to do all that.
Okay. When was the last time you were there before this mission?
In April for Passover. I was there for a month.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, what were some of the most meaningful things you experienced while you were there on this particular trip?
I think going to the Nova Festival site, when you look at the pictures there and you look at all the young people that were taken from us, that was a very painful place to be. I realized how much of our youth was taken from us. I really loved the night that we went to meet with the children and do activities with them. It just sort of lightened it, and it was nice that it was at the end of the trip, because it just put everybody in much better spirits. We loved dancing with the children, singing with them. It was, that part of it was great. But I was definitely, I think the Nova site, really, that one was rough.
Very powerful.
Yes, yes.
Did you have any family that was directly, or close friends that were directly impacted by October 7th?
I think as every Israeli, if we didn't have family that was impacted, we knew people that knew people. So while I didn't personally have family members that were hurt, they had a lot of people that were hurt. My son served in the IDF, and in his unit alone, he lost people in the war and at the Nova Festival. I have cousins that their friends are missing or dead. So it affected me in that way. Like, I know secondhand of people that were hurt.
What would you want people to know about what you experienced?
I want people to know the truth. I want people to know that this did happen. I want people to know the pain that we're all in. I want people to know how strong Israelis are. They are incredible heroes. They don't like to be called heroes, but they are. I want people to know that we will come out of this. And I think we're going to be a stronger country in the end. I think that we will be a lot more secure. And I just want people to know that we're down now, but we will not be down. We will be okay.
Were there any special experiences that you had before or after the trip that you want to talk about?
Like what?
Anything where if you met or visited with anybody or went anywhere different from what was on the mission, that some people had some interesting things that they wanted to talk about.
Well, I feel like people wanted to have connections. Like, we spoke to a lot of people just randomly. One guy was at the Shuk, Machane Yehuda, with a, free hug sign. And I just remember going up to him and saying, I came from Dallas just so I can give you a hug.
Oh, how sweet.
We had, just going into a store. I went into one of the Ahava stores. And I was like, I'm here to spend money. What should I buy? And this young woman helped me out. And we talked for the longest time. We talked about what she was going through. She told me that she was going to be in the Army in another month, which I guess is right around now. So, yeah, I mean, there were some special moments just talking to Israelis. And
did you feel like you all were well received when you went over there?
oh, people were just happy that we were there. They didn't care if we volunteered. They just said thank you for coming. They didn't want anything from us. Just to know that we were there for them was incredible. And every single person was so grateful to see us there. When they heard that we came from Dallas, I can't tell you how happy they were.
Did you feel safe or in jeopardy at all?
Never felt unsafe, ever. But that's been my whole experience in Israel. Never did I feel for a moment unsafe. I didn't feel worried when, we were planning this trip. It's funny because my husband is not a traveler. And when I first mentioned the trip, I was nervous to tell him I'm ready to go back to Israel a few months after we were just there. And he goes to me, I want to come too. And he's, more afraid than I. I have no fears, but he does. And so there was no issue. He said, I'm coming, and, he came with me. And he got to experience it and was very grateful for that.
And would you recommend that it's a good time to go, and people should be making their plans and keeping their plans to go?
Not only would I recommend going, my most fulfilling time being there was volunteering. And I wish, my biggest regret is that I came home when I did. I should have extended my trip another week.
What did you do when you were volunteering?
I picked oranges, which was awesome. Loved it. I went to Iran's Angels, which is a warehouse that they set up where they receive clothing, lots of other supplies, toys for children, all brand new that are donated to them. I helped fold and organize a small section, but hey, every bit helps, right? And I went to Shuva Junction, which is, it's a setup for soldiers on the border. If they need a place to rest, to eat, to shower, they have it there. It's set up by two brothers. And we delivered a bunch of snacks for them. And it was amazing. Everybody was so welcoming and so grateful. I would 100% recommend for everybody to go if you can. They need the volunteers. It's very important to them.
The hands-on.
Absolutely. And in fact, I'm planning my next trip in October. I will be right back there volunteering.
Did you go through a agency to coordinate it, or you just signed up to do it?
Through a Facebook group. I have a friend who's a tour guide. He told me where to go, signed up into this group, and just, everybody's asking for help. You pick what you want to do, when you want to do it.
It's wonderful.
And just go.
A lot of Americans signing up to go over there?
I couldn't believe how many Americans were there. Tons of Americans. We're not afraid. We're going. Good. My flight was full, going and coming. People are going to Israel, and they need to go to Israel.
They do.
They need the support.
In closing, what would you like to see happen based on your experiences recently?
What I would like to see happen is my country, I want to see them safe again. I want to see I want this war to end as soon as possible, obviously once the hostages are home. I I want people to feel secure. I don't know how that's going to happen. I mean, these people are deeply wounded. I don't know how they're going to heal, but I would love to see them. I want to see them happy. I want to see them well. I want to see families put back together again. And that's my biggest wish for Israel right now.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking to me today. I really enjoyed listening.
Thank you so much.